Hey guys, today is January 25th, 2024, and we are going to talk about Trump this evening because he took the stand in self-defense of his defamation fake-ass lawsuit, right? And we're going to show how this is just another ritual by the numbers when it comes to Trump and what he's done. And I also found this over the weekend when it comes to Jerusalem and Israel. So we're going to talk about that as well and just kind of review some of the Trump rituals that we've seen play out through the last few years. So today we're getting this headline that he testified today in less than 5 minutes. They said he got on the stand and he testified for less than 5 minutes. So you can see why Trump and the judge is headline news today on the 25th of January, because 25 equals Trump, 25 equals judge. Guys, if you're new here and you don't know how we're getting these numbers, it's simply just taking the alphabet, A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, forward and backward, and then you're just going to reduce the numbers like in these ciphers here, where each double digit is going to come into a single digit. So like when you get to the 11th letter, it's going to be 1 plus 1 is 2. So that's simply just how you get these numbers. And it's an ancient language that they never taught us in school. And by learning it, you can see so much in the headlines, just like this ritual that's being done to us today. And I have to say, Trump does always get up there and scream about fake news, and it's true. Like all the news that we get is fabricated bullshit designed to steer humanity in a certain way, make them feel a certain way. And that's what's happening in these headlines today. So he gets on the stand. He's up there for less than 5 minutes. And this is the woman who is accusing him of defamation after she accused him for sexual assault. So, Elizabeth Jean Carroll is born on December 12th. He takes the stand 322 days after or before her birthday. This is a big number that we see and we talk about all the time when it comes to rituals in the headlines. You just got Biden's speech back January 5th, and he was talking about the threat on democracy, and he was focusing on Trump. Here's your headlines that day, and it was 322 days from his birthday when he gave this threat to democracy speech. And it's a number pattern that we see all the time. No different from they took Trump off of the Colorado ballot 322 days from the election. Zelensky went and met Biden in the White House asking him for $110 billion back in December. That meeting was 322 days from his birthday. You got R.F. Kennedy. He admitted to being on Epstein's Lolita Express 322 days from his birthday back in December. You also had Kamala Harris gave a speech not too long ago about she was asked in an interview, would she be ready to take over the presidency if she had to? And she said absolutely. And that was 322 days from her birthday. We knew that going into last year that we were going to end up with a big headline somewhere between October 7th, the weekend of October 7th through October 9th, because that's the weekend that Skull and Bones turned 322 years old. That's also the day that the Israel war started. And it was a date that this community had picked out for many months beforehand for people to be on the lookout that we would get some sort of ritualistic headlines. And sure enough, we did. And now we're getting this headline about Trump testifying in this defamation case. And We're 322 days away from the girl's birthday. And on the calendar that we're given by the Catholic Church, so if you're 322 days from one birthday, you're also 44 days or a span of 45 days from the next birthday or from the last one. And we're talking about President Trump, who was the 45th president. These are all biblical rituals, and they use it as a playbook. When you write out ritual, you're getting 45. When you write out Holy Bible, you're getting forward 45, forward and backward in reverse. Now, the interesting thing that I found about this judge that's doing this defamation case and Trump is they're actually born 174 days apart. And if you look at his name, it's Lewis Kaplan, and that equals 174. So they're born 174 days apart. So it's the perfect man, to do this ritual. Because if you write out New World Order, you're going to get 174. Number of the Beast, you're going to get 174. This dude's name is 174. And he also has the 123 connection with the Bible and the conspiracy. And number of a man. These are all biblical prophecies. Remember how they tell us that Jesus died at 33? Well, Trump's up there testifying 33 days after the judge's birthday. And we know that's a huge number that's associated with the Masonics. The Masons. Masonry's 33, police is 33, federal's 33, order's 33, secrecy's 33. It's also 20 weeks and 1 days from Trump's birthday, and we know that 201 is a huge number. That's the day we get our presidents. They inaugurate them on 20/1. So we can see why this judge is chosen for this ritual. And look, this is how they have it listed in the history books for all our children and grandchildren to read. History's a lie. It's his story. History. His story. So they've got this case in history listed as E. Jean Carroll versus Donald J. Trump. If you write that out, you're going to get 148. And he testifies 148 days since the first published article about this sexual assault that brought on all these lawsuits. So we can see why, today's the day that he testifies in his court case. That equals 148. If you count the span, it's also 149, which is that skull and bones number. So 149-day span from the anniversary of the first time she ever spoke out on it. And then he testifies 322 days from her birthday. Like, it's always a Trump pattern. It's always undeniable. Now, the thing that I found over the weekend, which I found very, very interesting, is because we had talked about, October 7th, and that being Skull and Bones 322 or 322nd anniversary. They come from Yale. And when I started looking back, doing a little research about Trump declaring Jerusalem as the capital, I actually went in and read his speech that he gave. So he declared it on 126, 12/6, right? But then he gave this statement on 12/7. And sure enough, look what time he walked out and gave this speech. 1:07 p.m. This was back in 2020. So in 2020, this man puts out this statement at 1:07 p.m. and it actually ends at 1:19, just like 9/11, right? The reverse of 9/11. So this starts at 1:07 in 2020. He's given this speech about Jerusalem being recognized as Israel's capital. 3 years later, on 10/7, they get bombed. Here's the speech that they put out from the White House. If you think I'm lying, you're more than welcome to go look it up. Here it is, 1:07. And I didn't even realize this, but the war actually started 115 days from Trump's birthday. And that's a big number that we talk about when it comes to Masonic, Luciferian killings, is because you see a lot of people die 115 days from like the day they sold their soul. But it also came, the war started 60 days from when Trump, the anniversary of when Trump actually declared them the capital. And 60 is a huge number when it comes to Donald Trump. And so is 48, right? So if you write out Donald Trump in the reduction, you're getting 48. Last week, they just printed this big old article in these fake news headlines about how he had 48% in Iowa. Look, 48 in Iowa. You can see why it was 48%, right? So here's your headlines. Trump leads Haley with 48% in Iowa. There it is. Trump always has these ongoing patterns. All the time. Like, all the way down to the death of his ex-wife. She was dead at age 73. You write out her name, it equals 73. Sacrifice is 73, and sacrifice is also 170 in the reverse. And she died on the day, leaving 170 days left in the year. And those are numbers that are associated with sacrifices. And look at it. July 14th is the day this girl died. And if you write out President of the United States, you get the date that woman died. If you write out U.S. President, you get the date that woman died. Simpsons predicted it. Like, these are all bullshit headlines that we see every single day, and people don't understand it. We just got the headline that his sister died, right? She was 86. She's dead at age 86 back in November. Looky there. 223 days from her birthday. And I just did a whole video about these two numbers right here on the calendar. That's just a whole different subject. You're more than welcome to look at the video on my YouTube. See, here's where he got removed from the Colorado ballot, 322 days from the election. Now here we are, him testifying 322 days from this girl's birthday. Here's another one when he had the gag order placed on him for the election stuff. And you remember how they did that one? They did it 159 days from his birthday and 138 days from the judge's birthday. And nobody sees the ritual when you got Donald Trump equaling 138 going forward, 159 going backwards. And you're 159 days from his birthday, 138 days from the judge's. We'll get this gag order bullshit headline. Guys, if you think Trump is going to come back and save us, he's not. These rituals prove it every single day. He's part of the club, and there's a good guy and a bad guy to every movie. Two wings of the same bird. Politics is nothing but a distraction to give you an illusion of choice. And today is just another example of how they do this crap, because here we are on the 25th. We got the judge and Trump. Here it is. He took the stand. 322 days from her birthday. Never fails. But guys, I love y'all, and I'll catch you on the next one. Y'all have a good day.